Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Investor Connection.
Change their mind.
I took myself off camera. But today we are going to talk about investing in innovation, especially during COVID, because last time COVID hit, there was a huge stock opportunity. It sucks. A lot of people died. And I think, unfortunately, right now, a lot of minorities are not getting vaccinated and the numbers are rising. This Delta thing is serious. And I hope more people consider getting vaccinated. But no matter what, there's going to be stock opportunities and investment opportunities. And I'm going to bring on a Meta Bronx student who I met this year who has really got into stock. And he basically has been talking to me a lot about the opportunities that he sees and what he's done, how he started investing in stocks. So I wanted to bring him on and have him start explaining to you if you are looking at starting into stocks and stuff like that and how to look at it. And then we can have some conversation. So I'm going to bring on Jason. Jason, how are you, man? How I normally start the show is I get people's background, right? So how I met them. I met Jason in Meta Bronx. Meta Bronx, we're working with 150 young people this summer, introducing them to the innovation economy. And Jason is already investing in innovation and stuff. So when I found that out, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on the show." So Jason, tell the people about yourself. What's your background? How'd you, what's your plan for the future? What you're doing right now?
All right. First of all, hey Miguel, and hi everyone that's watching the stream right now. Like Miguel said, my name is Jason. I'm 21 years old. A little background about me is that I come from immigrant parents. My mom is Mexican with Ecuadorian from my dad's side. Um, I got a little into stocks during my high school years. I want to say like in my last senior and yeah, in my senior year, I had a friend that always talked about stocks and like crypto, and he was like really into it. I was talking back recently with him, and he would like we were talking about the crypto that they have nowadays, but back then he was always talking about like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yep,
I think during that time, Ethereum was only worth $20 compared to today, which is like 2000. I think it's around there, that price.
yep, exactly.
Yeah. So after high school, I went to college. In my first year, I tried to do a little bit of stocks because I was interested after high school, and I wanted to like learn a bit more about it. So I opened up a Robinhood account. Anyone could do it, I think. You just have to be like 18. And my first year didn't really go that well because I wasn't like that
You're learning.
informed. Yeah, I was learning. So I was losing money, but it was learning at the same time. And I gave it sort of a break, but it wasn't really up till last year during COVID where I really got into it. Um, I was looking back at like some of the stocks that I was looking like 2 years prior, and I noticed that the prices for many of these stocks dropped, and it was due to the pandemic. And I saw like as like a entering point for anyone to like who wanted to invest in stocks. This was your chance to get in now, because everything was really like cheap, and you could buy stocks at that point basically, and that's what I did. During this time, I know like, I think your last guest was talking about like AMC and like
Yeah.
GameStop. During that time, I was also into that as well. I know I was investing in AMC,
Hmm.
and I had a few stocks for GameStop as well. So it really paid off.
So how'd you get into stock? Like, and also, what are you doing right now? Like, I know you're part of the Meta Bronx this summer. What is your overall goal as a young person? And then also, how'd you get into What makes you invest in stock right now at such a young age?
Well, I saw that opportunity, like I mentioned before, because of COVID. I know COVID was something bad, but at the same time, there was like an economical good point towards it, which was, yeah, in my opinion, I thought it was how the stock was, because everything was really, like I mentioned before, cheap. You could get in. That's what I did. I was buying some of the stocks that normally would cost expensive, like for airlines. Airlines was really cheap during that time.
So you looked at stocks that you saw go down because you were already looking before the pandemic, and you saw them at a certain price, and then you got to see them drop a lot. So
Exactly. Yeah.
that was when you first started putting money in, or did you put money in before?
I was putting in money again because, like I mentioned before, I first started in my first year of college, but everything was really expensive, and during that time I was losing money because I didn't really know that much.
Yeah, but
But
I call that, you know what I call that? Tuition, right? Like
yeah,
you paid the tuition of investing. Everybody has to learn, and it costs money to learn, right? You're going to college right now, that costs money. The same thing with investing, right? You're gonna learn, you're gonna lose money, but you're gonna learn, and then you make money after you learn those lessons. So you gotta chalk that up to tuition.
exactly. That's how I saw it as well. And then COVID, which was last year, I started putting in money, yeah, like you said, into stocks that I knew that I had a chance to get into again, which was like the airlines, I know the cruising industry, um, real estate industry as well. I know they have like mortgages around here. I think there was a stock called the New York Mortgage. I got into that as well
What made
because
you find? How'd you find stocks though? Like, what made you? How'd you look them up? What made you like decide to invest? That's really interesting to me as such a young person. What makes you think this is a good investment as a stock?
so I was looking at how COVID was impacting like the economy. I noticed they shut down the airline industry. They shut down tourism, which is like cruises, and a bunch of other companies that does that. Uh, I also looked at how a lot of people were not buying houses, nothing like that, because how are you gonna buy a house during this pandemic? No one wanted to really like go go out or sell or buy a home, and I took that as I saw that as an opportunity to buy because once the economy would reopen again, most of these stocks would start rising again. So that's how I really
So
saw it.
basically, you looked at what you thought was going to happen, and you said, if this happens, if I put money in the things that will benefit from those things happening, I should make more money, right? That's kind of what you said. You said you looked at the housing market. You said a lot of people not buying houses. People are not going to travel right now, but when people start traveling again, those stocks should go up, right? So that's what you did, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's I also looked at like the movie industry, like AMC right now, I think it's like $40 a stock, but before it was like 10, $12. So
Yeah.
everything's just really paying off at this point. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is where I always say entrepreneur investor connection, right? He's showing as a young person, he's starting to understand that connection, right? He's looking at things and saying, okay, if this happens, I can benefit from investing in the companies that will benefit from these things happening. The only difference is that as an entrepreneur, you decide to create the company that's going to benefit. But by looking at it the same way, you benefit the same way. You don't have to create the company, you just invest in other companies that already do it. And that's where, having that mindset and understanding both sides is important. So, one question I have for you then, when you look at options for stocks, right? What makes you decide to invest in one versus the other? Because airline, for instance, you said it, the airline industry went down. What made you decide to invest in one airline versus another?
So I saw I looked at like the past charts for many of those airlines and I saw which one was pre-COVID like their all-time high, and then I just compared the charts from like example American Airlines or Delta, and I invested on the one I thought would reach that heights that it was pre-COVID.
Okay.
And yeah, that was like my main. That was like sort of like my main plan at that time.
Okay. So you basically looked at the previous all-time high and said, if it gets back there, I'll be good. So I'm going to just invest in the ones that I saw that had the highest all-time highs. That was it.
I looked at that as well as like any upcoming projects or news that airline had. The news is always like important about that company because if they release like let's say new engines or something like that, you know the price is going to go up because of like their new innovative technology that they're making at the same time. And yeah, I also look at the news on that perspective. There's like a saying that they say which is like sell the news, which
Yeah,
is yeah,
it's buy the rumor, sell the news.
yeah,
Yeah,
that it's really important that because like a lot of people start buying like a stock because oh there's like a rumor saying like maybe the stock is gonna come out with a new engine or new technology something like that, but when the news actually comes out it's like you're already too late on it.
yeah, exactly. So this is really hard to do, right? And this is why people get in trouble. It's called insider trading when people know what's going to happen before, so they buy and sell with that information, and people get in trouble. So, but as the public, we don't have insider information, so we just have to guess at what we believe is going to end up happening, right? So, what Jason here is saying is something that we all can do. How old are you, Jason?
I'm 21.
All right, so he's 21 years old, so he has a knowledge of the world from his perspective, right? Everybody does. Me personally, when I first started investing in stock, I used my technology understanding. So I only invested in technology and innovation because I thought that's the thing I know. And I do believe that companies that innovate will do best. And actually, I was looking, and last year, actually, COVID, because of innovation stocks, that's the only reason the stock market is up right now. All the other stocks went down, but innovation stocks like Amazon, Apple, Zoom, all these stocks that are built around innovation, these companies that are built around innovation, they did well. So when I look right now and I say, okay, these COVID numbers are rising again, and actually right now the numbers are higher than they were last year, but the only difference is more people are vaccinated versus last year. There was no vaccine at this time. So more people were dying last year, but I believe we're still gonna go through some bad things because the numbers are rising and there's still a lot of people who are not vaccinated. So there might be an opportunity to have the same type of run-ups that happened last year. So when you think about the types of companies that grew last year, if you thought about people meeting online, right? Zoom was a great investment. I don't know if now it's going to grow as much. One thing I did do last year was I looked at stuff where it was like um, digital payments. So like Cash App, um, which is owned by Square, and Venmo. I bought, which is owned by PayPal. I bought those two stocks because I heard early on that people are not going to want to use money because money transfers the virus. So I bought that. I also bought Moderna. My problem was I thought too short sighted, right? When I bought it, I said, all right, it should go up really fast. And in like 6 months, it didn't go up that fast. So I sold a lot of that stuff. And I looked recently, and if I would have held it, it would have made me money. So that's another thing you have to fully understand. Like, what is your investment timeline horizon, right? You can't invest in something today and just expect it to 5x in a month. Most investments are multi-year investments. Stock is like everything else. Real estate is like that. Even crypto is like that. But most people don't think of it like that. They think, and I'm guilty of it. They think about it in the short term and say, okay, I expect this to make me money in a month, 2 months, 3 months. But the real thing, if you talk to people like Warren Buffett or you watch stuff from him, he says it's about being in the market a long time and having patience. That's how you get rich. So part of the strategy I believe right now, if I was starting and looking at what's going on with COVID, is I'll be looking at what do I believe is going to happen long term, not just in the next 6 8 months, the next 6 8 years, right? Like Jason was saying, people are going to start flying again. So people are going to go to the movies again. Whether AMC is alive for that or not because of them getting shorted, that's the thing to bet on. And I have bet on it myself. I bet on that meme stock. And I had Pete Diddy on the show a week ago or 2 weeks ago now talking about how he believes the AMC stock is going to go really high. And I just looked at my AMC stock this morning and I'm like up $7. So it's been going up and down, right? So all right, so Jason, let's talk more about what you do currently. Like, do you what's your day-to-day strategy when looking at investing in stock?
All right, so my day-to-day strategy is I mostly do like options, which is like
Oh, you do?
yeah.
Okay, so explain options to everyone, including me.
Well, I'll tell you honestly, options is just like gambling.
It's
You're
that
it's
okay.
gambling, yeah. I think your guest Pete, he explained it last time as well. Is like you're buying a contract that you're saying that this particular stock is gonna go up or down by the end of this week, and you give it like a strike price. So like let's say I say AMC is gonna go to 40 by the end of this week, and if it actually reaches 40, he's for every dollar that it goes up, it's like $100.
Whoa, so what sets the multiple of $100? Like
It's because that contract, it's like you're saying you're buying 100 of those stocks if it reaches that particular price.
and you don't gotta put the money up. You only
No,
have
you
to
don't. You don't. You that's only if you actually plan on buying that contract by the end of the week. If not, you could sell it anytime before the end of the week.
so how much money do you put up in an option though?
Yeah, that depends because each price is different. If you wanted to, it depends for each stock actually. Because I know some stocks for like Amazon, they go up to like even if you wanted to go up, like let's say you think it's gonna go up by like $5 or 10,
Mhm.
prices usually vary to like $1,000, I think.
Okay, so basically, let's say today, if somebody wanted to put an option in for, let's say, I actually heard because, like you said, Pete said it last time on my show. If I would have put that same amount of money as an option into AMC, I would have made like $4,000, right? So I
Yeah,
was like,
that's true.
so how do I do that? Okay, so walk us through the process from start to finish. Of course, you're not doing it on camera, but if you can, give us the play-by-play, like like a sports broadcaster.
All
Start
right.
to finish. How much money? Where do you go?
All right,
How do you
so
sell it?
all right, so I usually use an application called Webull, but you could also use
Okay.
Robinhood. I know Robinhood is open to the public, but they have like some controversy in the past where like they've been um they've been closing stocks to buy like meme
Yeah. So
stocks.
when you want to actually sell out, they don't let you, right?
And they don't let
Basically.
you buy it too, so it's like basically manipulating the market.
Yeah, for sure.
So
So all right, so let's say I know most people have Robinhood. I know not as many people have Webull. Let's do it in Robinhood. Let's
all
talk
right,
about
let me see on my so
you know what? And maybe I'm gonna see if I could try to
I'm gonna try to
follow
see if I could
along.
do it right now.
I'm gonna see if I can connect my camera and show my phone, and I'll log into Robinhood and maybe do this with you. All right, and give me some time to do that. While you talk, I'll try to set up the Robinhood on my phone because I'm on two phones right now. I'm on Instagram Live and I'm on Clubhouse on another phone. So let me see if I'm logged in on this phone actually to Robinhood.
All right, so on Robinhood, I'll just give a random stock, one of my stocks that I
So think
have on
about
my.
an innovation stock since we're talking about innovation stock.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
give one that I have on my watch list right now for innovation. I have Micron Tech.
All
They
right.
do
What makes you think that's a good stock? Why?
um their graphics card. I heard they're working hard on new technology for that as well.
Okay,
And
Micron.
they've been a good supply chain as well.
Okay, so let's just say you did your own research because this is not investment advice,
Right.
consultant, financial advisor. Let's say you did your own research and you thought this was a good stock to buy. What would be the next step?
So let's say I don't know, like today I think by the end of this week that particular stock is gonna go up to like $74 by the end of the week. I would go into like Robinhood. I would,
Wait. You're saying right now, what's the price?
so right now the price is $73.
73. So you're saying you believe it'll go to 75. So it'll go up $2.
74 a dollar basically.
All right. So you think it'll go up $1? Okay. So
Maybe a
wait. Let me.
dollar. That's what I think. Because if I look at like the charts and I see that it's going how do I say it? If I look at the charts and I see that it's that this week it's been like having a support level at like 73 and like keeps bouncing back up, I think eventually it's gonna reach 74.
So you keep
So
seeing it go up and down. Basically, you're saying you see it hitting 75 and coming back down, going up and down. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I know because there's like a support level. You can see it won't go anywhere down below 73 because it keeps bouncing back up. So
It
eventually,
is straight up gambling, basically.
it's basically gambling. Yeah, yeah. But you also gotta see like at any like headlines. Let's say they had like a headline for this week or something.
Okay, so you're
And
saying it's on the news, right? You're looking at the
right,
news.
I'm
And
also
you're
looking at the
saying,
news as well. But I'm not really sure with Micron Tech for this week because I haven't really like looked at it. And but let's just say I think like maybe they have something big coming out this week or something, and I know the price is gonna go up because of that. I would look at Robinhood. I would go into Micron Technology. I would press on trade, go to trade options, and for the end of this week, which is on July 30th, I would buy a call, and I would say the price would be $74. In
all
this
right.
case, just buy one contract would be like $78.
So okay, wait. I got my Robin Hood up right now. You guys are actually gonna see some numbers in there. They're not that crazy, but they're all right. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so window. All right, so this is my Robinhood account, and what's funny about my Robinhood account, I barely use it. But this is where I bought Dogecoin actually originally. So most of this is Dogecoin actually. If you look at wallet, if you can see my screen, David. I mean Jason.
Right.
All right. So yeah, right. So it's those. All right. So where you said to go? You said, all right. I'm gonna search Micron.
Tech technology, yeah.
Micron Technology MU. Okay. And now you said you believe it'll go to $75, right?
74. Like let's just say that's what I think by the end of the week, but I haven't really done my research, but we're just giving an example at this point. So that's
Okay.
what yeah, I'm just giving you an example how I would do it.
So I would press buy.
So you would press buy, yeah.
Okay. And
Oh
I
no,
put
wait. You don't have the option.
I don't have options in here.
Yeah, you don't have options.
What
Because
what
for me, instead of buy, it would be trade.
why don't you think I don't have the option?
Uh, I think you have to activate it. That's why.
Okay. What you know where?
I think you go to profile,
Investment,
investing, and option settings.
investing, option settings, disabled,
Yeah,
enable,
that's why you gotta enable it.
sign up. Uh-oh. See, this is because they're like, you're about to start gambling. Are you
That's
sure?
why, yeah. Because technically, that's what it is. Like I said, I
Yeah.
only buy stocks when I know it's like when I have an idea that for long-term investments, like you mentioned before, that's
Yeah.
the only time I buy like a stock.
So okay, let's say okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so I don't have money in here. Maybe I'll sell some of my Dogecoin. I don't know. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do. You can do it with any amount of money, right?
For options?
Yeah.
No, like I mentioned, it's like they give you the price there.
Oh, they tell you how much it is right there. All right, let's
Yeah,
try it right now. Micro. It still says buy.
yeah. It usually takes a while, I think.
Ah, so you're not gonna let me. Okay, so explain it again. All right, so okay, we're going to buy. Hold on, let me just change this. Okay, so you're going to buy Micron Tech, but talk it through them because I can't see it visually.
All right. So as Miguel showed on the application, you would go to Micron Tech, and then instead of buy, there should be a button there that says trade instead. So you would press on trade, and then trade options, and then you would say for July 30th, you think the stock will go up. So you would press on that, and then you would press on the price you think it would go up by. So like in my case, I said $74. So there should be
Okay,
a contract that says 74 call,
and then
and it's strike price.
okay,
And
so
then I
you
would
said 75. Okay, now what's the next thing they tell you?
so then you would just press on that option, and then it gives you the amount that you have to pay for that contract, and then you just buy it.
But right now, what is it telling you the price would be?
All right, so right now, I told you a couple minutes ago that it was like $74. Right now, it's $81. I'm assuming the price for that stock is going up. Yep, it is
So basically, you got to pay $81
for that stock. If you want,
for
I mean,
that
for that
option.
contract. Yeah, that contract.
And right now, that means if it goes up, you'll make what?
So like, let's say it does reach $74, which is my call option. For every dollar that goes up afterwards is $100.
So after, if it passes 75,
74. That's
if
74.
it passes 74, every dollar it goes above 74, you make $100.
Yeah,
And if
correct.
it goes down, you lose all your money.
If it goes down, you start losing. Yeah, the only the amount that you put in, you start losing that, which is why
So
you usually
not
cut off.
but not in a. It's not instant. Basically, it's over time, depending on.
No, you lose it quickly. That's why too.
Okay. So
You
you
can
lose
lose
it.
it quickly as well. Yeah,
Okay. So I mean, that's I never knew how to do that. That see, you learn with
it's
me.
risky. Yeah, it's risky, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, to me, I I try to stay away from things that feel like gambling, right?
right.
Of course, investment a lot of times feels like gambling. People always like, oh, you lose your money. The thing about gambling is luck versus
Right.
investment is educated guessing, right? So, like for instance, I spoke about in the past investing in real estate, vacation real estate in Dominican Republic. That to me, of course, it's a risk, but it's an educated risk because I believe people will travel to the Dominican Republic. It's a cheap place to go. I believe they will want to stay right on the beach. I believe they will go to that area that I've invested in, Las Tenenas. And of course, those things could have been wrong, right? So I I was gambling, but it was an educated guess, and I ended up being right. But I also didn't do it without knowing other people were doing it, right? I went and I met with a bunch of investors that were buying there. So I didn't come up with this guess by myself, right? I looked at other people that know their stuff and they were doing it, so I did it, right? So there's a way to like hedge your gamble by making sure you're educated by people that know. So right now he talked about an option based on Micron. So that could be a way of doing it. But again, gambling is gambling. That's why I don't really like the Shiba coins, the even the Doge. The reason I did Doge was it was a gamble. Same like the option. I saw it at like 5 cents, 3 cents, I forgot. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna put this money in because I'm okay if I lose this money. So I did it. So in the options opportunity, it's the same idea. Put it in, you lose it, you lose it. But if you take that same 100 and you don't think about it as a gamble, if you look at my Robinhood, which I don't use that much, I basically mostly invest in there in IBM. And I'm going to explain why I invested in IBM. And I'm going to show you what I did. And I almost, at the height of the Dogecoin thing, I almost sold all my Dogecoin for IBM. But I said, you know what? I thought I was gonna lose the money anyway. Might as well just let it ride. Because if it ever gets to $1, there were people that were thinking it was gonna get to $1. It was like at 60 cents at one point. So I said, you know what? Why sell it? Just continue believing that money's gone, and you should be all right. You know. So that's what I did. But I'm gonna show you my Robinhood. This is not like it's a lot of money anyway. All right, so here you go. So what I did was, let's go to IBM. I bought 3 shares of IBM. I forget when I bought it actually. Would it tell me here? Yeah, average cost was 119. And right now it's 142. So it went up. The reason I bought IBM, this is why. I said, okay, IBM is going heavy into AI. AI, I believe, is the future. I also saw that they just bought Linux, or yeah, I think it was Linux or Unix. I forgot what it was. It was the main open source technology that all computers use. They bought it. They bought the company that does it. And they're heavy into AI. And I said, you know what? I believe in the long term, IBM is ahead of the game. They have one of the longest AI bots they've created. It's called Watson. It's one of the first AIs ever created. And they had it for like 30 years. And then they just bought the backbone of all computer technology. So I'm like, long term, I think that's good. Also, they pay out dividends. So I said, you know what? Why not? You know, I wanted to get more into dividend stocks. So I said, let me oh look, trade is here now. All right, I could do it. So, all right, if I wanted to trade IBM, buy or sell, that's what you're saying, Jason?
Yeah, I think it's on buy.
So I will have to press buy.
Oh no, never mind.
All right, so is it sell?
No, it's not
It's not available
sell.
yet. No, it's not available yet, right?
That's weird. Yeah, it
Sell
should
and
give you an
create.
option there.
Is not this limit order, trading stop order?
No, that's not it.
All right, so I can't do it. But again, I bought 3 shares when it was 119 and now it's 142, so it's up. At one point though, Doge was at 60 cents and it was way higher than my IBM, right? So again, ups and down. And this account, I actually don't even use it anymore because of what happened with Robinhood and AMC. I just didn't feel comfortable continuing using it. I don't know if I will continue to use it once they go public. I think once they go public, they're gonna have a lot more scrutiny, and maybe I continue to use it. What stock app do you use? I also use M1 Finance. Actually, M1 Finance I use a lot more actually.
I use mostly Weibo, like I mentioned before, because I like how they give you the charts. You could see well how a stock is performing. I usually look for like bull flags, etc.
So what I do, see this $10 here. You know how I got this $10? Because IBM pays out dividends, right? So you can take this $10 and use it. But what most people try to do is they try to get to a point where their dividends can pay their life, right? So there's people who buy so much stock that this $10, they make enough to pay their bills off this $10. So it becomes $100,000 that they're making off of their stocks, and then they can use it for their life, because I think after up to a certain point, you don't pay taxes on dividends. So they get, let's say they make, I don't know how much a year they need to live. If their dividends pays that out every year, they don't need to work, right? So that's the idea I was trying to get to. And I started with IBM actually. So now I got $10. So what I'm going to do here is right here, I'm going to show you, I'm going to buy more IBM stock with that $10. Because what you do is you reinvest the earnings that you're getting, the dividends, and then your amount grows, right? So, I mean, it's $10, not that much, but still, it's better than not having that $10. So I'm going to buy that. Order received, done. So this is where they want you to do reoccurring, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I'm just going to keep reinvesting any of my dividend money into IBM. So when I think about what are good stocks right now that are innovative stocks, you know, there's the classics: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, right? I like IBM because it gives dividends. You know, there's growth stocks and there's dividend stocks. So, Jason, how do you think about that? Growth stock and dividend stock. At your age, what do you mostly think about when you're investing? Are you just gambling, or do you have some long-term outlook investments too?
No, I have some growth stocks, like you said. Actually, two of them I was gonna mention that I have like on my list right now is have you heard of Wish?
I have heard of Wish. Well,
Yeah.
why do you invest in Wish? What makes you invest in Wish?
Well, recently their earnings report showed that it surpassed like Amazon, which
Oh,
is crazy when
wait
you
a minute.
think about it.
It surpassed Amazon in sales?
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it.
What? How's
I,
that happen?
I mean, I kind of noticed why, because like I have some family members that.
Can you paste the earnings report here so I can show it on the screen? I
Sure,
would
let me get the
like.
report.
Oh, so I'm going to tell you stocks that I've been looking into based on overall. Of course, one is called VOO, and I'm going to share my screen and show them on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to move this. And then, I mean, you literally just search it on Google, but I will show you. So the yeah. All right. So VOO is Vanguard 500 Index Fund. So it's ETF. It basically bundles up all the best stocks, and if you buy it, this on average goes up every year. I think like 8%. So it's a good stock to buy, and then it also gives dividends, so you can put money back in, right? So if you put money in, and then every quarter you look, you'll have more money there that you can buy more stock with. So I know people that just invest in this, and there's two more that we can look at that most people. BTT, BTI, sorry, BTI. So VTI is another one that's very popular, that has the same type of idea as an ETF again, that basically it groups up a lot of good stocks, and then it gives you dividends based on that. So this Vanguard Total Stock Market versus the last one was Vanguard 500 Index. So these are the top 500, and the other one is the total stock market. And then the other one that people do a lot is SPY. This is a super popular one. It's basically the S&P 500. So this is the top 500 companies again, but you can see there's difference between S&P 500 and Vanguard 500. So there's people that just invest in these. That's it. They don't invest in individual stocks. They only invest in these, and then they take the dividends and keep reinvesting. And over time, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, the money doubles over that time. Doubles and triples and quadruples. So that's right now, these are the safest stocks to buy. But if you're thinking about innovation, I would tell you, think about what you think is going to happen. I already own Tesla, so I'm not getting into Tesla right now. I look at, payment cashless options. So that's why I thought about Square, Venmo. PayPal owns Venmo. PayPal's getting into crypto. Coinbase, which is into crypto. What do you think, Jason? What are some good innovation stocks you're thinking about right now?
Innovation stocks. I was looking at, like as mentioned before, Micron Tech. I know they're
Micron.
good with that storage data. Yeah.
What else? Any other ones?
For innovation, let me
Also, any
see.
questions from anybody in the audience? Ask, because I didn't know most of this stuff, especially the option stuff. I had never done that. So the option, you got like a live play-by-play on how the options, and I showed you how to reinvest your dividends on Robinhood. If you're watching on IG, you can watch the YouTube later and go step by step and watch that. When the option shows up, I'm gonna make another video on making an option. We're gonna gamble on an option live here, and see how it goes. Maybe we gamble on AMC. Actually, I'm gonna have Pete come back on, and I'm gonna see what he tells me. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm just doing what I'm doing to learn, and that's it. So, Jason, what else you got? What's another?
Another
What's
stock.
advice? Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna mention the Tilray. I don't know if you heard of
Tilray.
it. Yeah,
No,
it's
I
a
haven't.
cannabis company. They've been recently lobbied by Amazon to try to push for like the Senate to like approve um the use of recreational cannabis, the sale of it
So,
recently.
but what do you mean they were pushed by Amazon? What does that
Like
mean?
Amazon's lobbying like the government to like push forward for like medical use of cannabis.
Why does Amazon care?
Maybe I think, well, there are rumors that Amazon might partner up with Tilray.
Ah, all right. So there's again rumors. So
Rumors,
they
yeah.
say buy the rumors, sell the news, right? So if this is
Right.
right, and you buy Tilray right now, let's see how much Tilray stock costs. Tilray stock is $12. Okay, what's the market cap? This is a big thing because the market cap is the
Market
most
cap.
important thing, right? Because, all right, how do I see the market cap? All right, here. Okay, market cap is $5.6 billion. So if you want to 10x your money, right, you're going to have to hope that Tilray goes to $50 billion. How does that happen? You got to look at other things like it and see if they're there. And I don't know if you did that. What do you do when you're researching something like Tilray? I see you can see the high is $13 on July 20th. So that's today. I guess let's look at the year. Okay, whoa. So the high in February was $63. So if it gets back to the high, that's like 5 times the money, right?
Right, because Tilray was like another one of those stocks that I know Reddit was like,
Oh, this was another meme stock.
yeah,
This was
this
a meme
was like
stock?
being shorted as well. But now it's like actually being considered like, because when you have Amazon that's like supporting them, like something's up. So yeah, that's why I have that
Actually,
one as
let me
a.
Google, let me look up Tilray Amazon. Let's see what comes up there. Tilray Amazon. Tilray and Sundial embarked on 2-day rally after Amazon says it stands behind federal marijuana legislation. Doesn't really connect totally to Tilray, but let's see. We'll search Tilray in the article to see how it mentions the connection. Okay, Tilray completed his acquisition of Alpharia, making it combined business largest cannabis company in the world by revenue. Wow. Okay. Early this week, Amazon says public policy team backed marijuana opportunity and reinvest. I guess, but it doesn't really connect to Tilray though, right? Amid broad rally in meme stocks, Tilray and Sundial. I did hear about Sundial, but again, it's not an innovation stock. It is, in a way, innovation in legislation, right? Because now they're allowing cannabis to be legal. So there's an opportunity there if you believe cannabis is going to grow. So I know a lot of people believe that. So again, this is how you really think through what you want to invest in. Of course, $12 a share, not that bad. But again, it's not about the share price. It's how much money you're putting in and how much you think the market cap will grow. Because if you said, all right, I could see it going back to this. I don't know about that because this was a meme push. It wasn't just because the company was doing well. This was the Reddit crew pumping it, right? Because people were shorting it through options, right? But mostly these hedge funds, right? That's what it is, Jason.
Yeah, mostly that. Like you explained it right now. I think Pete
So,
also explained it well too.
so then the idea is, can it jump back to this? Who
That's
knows? That's
well,
what.
that's why I have it as like a long growth. This is
Yeah.
just like a growth for my portfolio. I just
So,
want to have it there like a long-term goal.
all right. So when you think about your portfolio, though, how do you manage the percentage in gamble, in long-term tech? How do you do it? Because right now,
So
I don't do it.
I just set aside like an amount that I want to like invest for like a long term. So in this case, I picked like Wish or Tilray. I have those as a long growth, long term.
So
So
which, let me look at
I
Wish.
put
I'm
a
gonna ask
certain
you
amount.
about this. I'm gonna look at Wish stock.
It's undervalued, honestly.
What's the ticker for it? Not W. It's not Nasdaq. That's why, right?
No, it's WI. It's just Wish.
I didn't get that.
Sorry, Siri. I pressed the Siri button by mistake. All right, Wish stock. All right, $8.91. The market cap is. Is that right? Is it Context Logic? Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, it's that one, I think. Wait, let me see.
Context Logic Inc. Wish. Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So okay, so market cap is 5 billion again. So you said that. All right, I'm gonna Google what you said about Wish.
I was confused about the earnings report. My bad. I meant like the market cap. It was the market cap that's huge, but it's undervalued at the same time, which
Why
doesn't add out.
do you think it's undervalued? What makes you say that?
Well, like as you can see there, the market cap is incredible. Along with the revenue report that they recently had, which beat expectations. So it's like one of those companies that in a way people are saying they're looking at it like the next Amazon in a way.
Okay, it's
It has the
February, it's
potential to be up there.
$31.
It has the potential to be up there.
I don't know. I've never even gone to the website actually. Let's see why people think that. So again, see what I'm doing right now. I'm going to try the product, right? So for me, I don't. If I'm gonna put money in, I gotta like really believe in the company. As an entrepreneur, I look at it. I see what's the difference. What's the difference between this and Amazon? I would want to understand that. I'm not gonna log in right now, but it's not on my radar right now for investing. But for everyone, this is what personal finance. It's up to you. For Jason, he's spent the time looking into it and he believes in it. So he put his money behind it. This is where I believe everybody needs to do the same thing. Think about it in your own way as a person that says, okay, do I believe that? Do I want to try and see if in 10 years it gets close to Amazon? Because Amazon is $1 trillion market cap, right? So if it gets close to Amazon, we're talking about 100x. No, actually, 100x would be 5 trillion. All right, so let's say 10x. No, wait, is that right? 10x would be 5 trillion. Okay, so 5x would be around, what Amazon is right now, right? I think so. 5x is 25 billion. No, I'm wrong. Way wrong, actually. So, okay, none of these numbers make sense. But the idea is if Wish is 5 billion right now, and Amazon. Let's see how much Amazon stock is right now. Amazon stock is 3,600, but it's 1.87 trillion. So that's almost $2 trillion. Wish is $5 billion. If Wish gets to 500 billion, that is 100x, right? And that still would make it 1/4 of what Amazon is right now. So again, I don't know if anybody's ever shopped on Wish. If you shopped on Wish, put it in the comments, because I've heard of it, but I've just never seen a reason to shop on it. But now I'm going to look into it, and if it makes sense, invest in it. And any questions from anybody in the audience, definitely ask, because we're coming up on the end. So Jason, all right, any final words for people that are thinking about starting investing now? I'm not saying this is the first time you've ever invested, but right now, COVID numbers are rising. What advice would you give people that are starting to invest right now?
I would say only invest what you're willing to lose in the stock market. That's my number one advice.
Only invest what you're willing to lose. That's good. That's good.
That's
what else you got? Anything else?
Most always do your research before you buy in a stock or an option. Always.
So what would you say is doing your research? Because I have my idea of doing your own research. What is your idea of doing your own research?
So I would look how the stock performed, etc. Reports, earnings.
So the chart stuff again, right? With like
charts, yeah.
This chart. So one idea is you look historical, right? You see right now it's trending up. This is Amazon, of course, but like see how it's going up and down, up and down. This is normal. You know, all stocks do this, right? So the idea is all stocks or crypto, real estate market does this, right? So the idea is this is considered human behavior. So when people get scared, you see a lot of people selling. And when people get excited, you see a lot of people buying. So what they say, you know, Warren Buffett's quote is, get excited when people are scared and don't get excited when people are happy, right? Because when it's going up, it's not a good time to be buying because the price is going up. That's a good time to either be selling to try to make some gains. And then on the way down is when you want to buy. You want to buy when it's this price, right? When it's when it's 2,900, not when it's 3,500, right? So if you would have bought here and sold a little bit right now, you would have made some money, right? Because if you would have bought when it was 2,960 and now it's 3,600, that's a way to make money, right? And this is what traders do. They just do it more often. I'm not saying be a trader. Being a trader is one of the hardest jobs you can do. I'm saying think long term. When you see it's low, buy it. And when you see it's high, either wait till it gets low again and buy more, or sell a little bit of it to take some gains, right? So that's my current strategy. I'm going to look at things that are low and that I think will go up. And when they go up, I'll sell a little bit of it. All right. And what most people think, why would you do that? You're going to pay taxes. You pay the same amount of taxes as if you had a job. So if you bought $10,000 of Amazon stock and it went up to 20,000 and you sold 5,000 of it, you're going to pay taxes on that 5,000 like if you just got a $5,000 job. So why not do it? I think taxes scare people off a lot of times when you're going to pay taxes anyway. If you make money, you pay taxes. So just pay taxes because that means you make money. All right. Any other questions or any other advice, Jason, from you?
When you're trading, always look at well, this is what I always do. I always look at SPY, how SPY is performing for that day. SPY is really important.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
The moment SPY drops, everything drops in the market. SPY is like
SPY is first, it drops first, and then everything else drops?
Yeah, most likely.
Ooh, that's good. I didn't know that.
If SPY goes up, everything goes up. If like let's say I think today
why is that? Why is that? Because isn't SPY a representation of the whole market?
Exactly, that's why.
So but you're saying that certain stocks will be affected later?
Yeah, that's exactly why. Because SPY is basically like like you mentioned, the representation of the whole market. So when it's a red day, like I think today is a red day, every stock is down. But let's say
Ah, that's
tomorrow it
good
goes up.
advice. That's good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See, we all learned something together. And from a 21-year-old from Metabronx, because Metabronx is dope. You gotta check out metabronx.com. All right, so okay. So that's pretty good. They don't have that for crypto yet, right? They don't have like an overall ETF that
No, because they're decentralized.
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, that's pretty good advice though. SPY. Look at SPY. If you're about to buy a stock, look at the SPY for that day. If it's up, probably not a good day to buy it. If it's down, probably a good day to buy it. But that's just the start. You don't just buy it because SPY is up. You look at the chart of that specific stock and see if it's up or down, because not all stocks are affected the same way, right? So right now, you're right. Look at how low Amazon is today from yesterday. Well, it's down $50.
You could check on one day. Yeah, the tab right there.
So one day. So from yesterday it was 3,700. Today 3,600. Wow. So $100 went down. So that's pretty big of a drop, right? Like, especially for stock. Stock is not crypto. If stocks drop $100, that's different than Bitcoin dropping $100, because these things have much more history, much more money in them. It's harder for them to go up and down than it is for crypto. Like, for instance, Bitcoin as a whole has, let's see what the market cap of Bitcoin is. It's not Coinbase. Coin, let go. So Bitcoin's market cap right now is 700 billion. Amazon alone is 1.87 trillion. So Amazon as a company by itself has over 1 billion more market cap than Bitcoin. That's how early people are with crypto. Eventually, that's why you got to be in different asset classes and understand them. Eventually, most people believe Bitcoin will be worth more than most companies, right? Right now, Amazon is probably the highest, right? Is the highest, or is anything bigger? Is Apple bigger than Amazon? Actually, find that out right now. Okay, so Apple's market cap is 2.4 trillion. So yes, Apple is worth more than Apple. I mean, than Amazon. But let's see how much Apple fell yesterday and today. 149 to 146. So you see the difference? Apple fell $3. Amazon fell $100. Big difference. So as an investor in stock, today, I would more likely buy Amazon than Apple. And I'm not saying you have to buy a whole share. When you go in these apps like Robinhood, you can put $10. And if Amazon goes up, whatever percent difference that is, you make it, right? It's safer than crypto. It's more of a long-term investment too. So you got to really think like that when you're thinking about, I think all investment, you should be thinking that way. I think if you're thinking shorter than a year, then you're gambling. End of the day. If you're saying, I'm going to put this money in and I expect to take it out with more in less than a year, that's gambling. If you're doing it longer than a year, then you're really thinking like an investor, not a gambler. That's just my opinion. All right. So, Jason, any final words for anybody watching? Advice, anything like that?
Um. Well, I think I pretty much hit all points. Just do your own education, and yeah, always have a. If you're getting into this, just know it's in the beginning. It's hard, but
Pay your
anything's possible.
tuition, right? So that's a
Yeah.
good one, actually. Let's end it there, right? If you're going to become an investor, there's a tuition to that world. That tuition is investing your money and learning. And that could mean you lose money by learning. But what you learn will help you make more money later. When I talk about how I started with crypto, with real estate, with with stocks, I lost money, and that's fine, you know. But now I learned, and I learned a lot of good tricks. And also, what I mostly learned was my own strategy, right? Like my own idea of what it is I want to do long term, what I believe in, how I'm going to do it. So everybody has to create their own. That's why they call it personal finance. Nobody else can create your personal finance strategy but you. People work with financial advisors, but at the end of the day, it's your decision on what you do. So I hope anybody watching this, anybody listening to this anytime, whenever they listen to it, starts to think about their own personal finance investment strategy and think like an entrepreneur when you do it. All right. So thanks for anybody who watched. Please like this video, subscribe to it if you're still watching. Hopefully we created some value for you. Thank Jason. Jason is a Meta Bronx 21-year-old future millionaire. He'll be on my show when he's a millionaire one day, and we'll talk about this episode. All right. So thanks everyone. Have a good rest of your day.